Chrono Trigger, an absolute timeless classic, a game that's currently celebrating its 30th anniversary, and that 30th anniversary is slowly coming to a close, and rumors are swirling once again that maybe we might be seeing something new. And in today's video, we're going to be going all over it, so I hope you can join me today for this one. So with that all being said, what is up guys, Jen here, hope you're all doing well. Welcome back to the channel. I appreciate you being here. If you want to support the channel, hit that like button. If you want to stick around for some more RPG content, you're already in the right place. Just hit that subscribe button. Now, we're here once again talking Chrono Trigger and a potential remake or something to do with it, so we can play it once again on modern systems. And this is all stemming from a small post on Reset Era. There was a topic on there talking about Team Asano putting out a survey for their next HD-2D game. And of course, people are throwing out things left, right, and center. Maybe we want a Xenogears. We want more Dragon Quest. We want that 4, 5, and 6. Maybe you can go back and do some of the Final Fantasies. I would love to see Final Fantasy 5 or 6, heck even 4. It's not that it's got enough remakes already, but seeing 4 in HD 2D would be quite the treat with some voice acting. But of course, another game that gets mentioned an awful lot in the conversation for a HD 2D game is Chrono Trigger. And this is where John Harker comes in. He simply posts in this Reset Era thread, the Chrono stuff is already in development though. Let's ask for something else like opening back up Triangle Strategy 2 or a legit sequel to Final Fantasy Tactics. Now, John Harker is a well-known insider and has got a few things right when it comes to the world of Assassin's Creed and has never really stepped into the RPG realm as far as I'm aware. So he's obviously got more people speaking and of course has stemmed why we are here today talking about it. What gives it a bit more of an oomph is that someone replied to John Harker and said, "You really went out and just said the quiet part out loud," to which he responded, "Wouldn't be the first time," which seemingly means that he is doubling down, that he knows that Chrono Trigger is in some kind of development. Now, for those that haven't played Chrono Trigger, what are you doing? Why don't you go visit Instant Gaming, use my link, and you can grab Chrono Trigger right now at just $7.84, which is almost half its price on Steam. If you want to continue on your Chrono journey, why not pick up Chrono Cross? $9.99 on Instant Gaming, which is half the price that it is on Steam. And if you're somebody that's like, "Jen, I've already got the Chrono games," well, there is a plethora of RPGs. Heck, there's a plethora of games that you can check out on the website that you can get at really great prices, and you'll be saving yourself a lot of money as well as helping out the channel. Just use that link down below. Let's talk some freaking Chrono Trigger and what we want from its remake. So I mentioned the 30th anniversary is coming to its close in March, and we've not really had anything too much. We've had the usual, hey, there's a few developer comments. We got a really kick-ass orchestral album for Chrono Trigger, well worth the listen. But at the beginning of all this, they'd mentioned that there's going to be various projects and things to talk about. Whether the orchestral album and the dev comments is all of what they were referring to, they could really end the 30th anniversary with a bang, with an announcement of a remake or some way of playing it on modern systems. Now, March is quite interesting because there are currently rumors of a Nintendo Direct in March, and if you're going to make a Chrono Trigger remake or revisiting announcement, then doing it on a Nintendo stage would be bringing it full circle since it came out way back on the SNES. It got re-released on the DS, so Nintendo is definitely its home when it comes to it. So that brings us to, what would we actually want from a Chrono Trigger remake or just revisit? The simplest answer would be just porting the current Steam version to modern consoles. Me personally, I would be happy with that. I think a lot of other people would be happy with that, but there's definitely people, and there's something deep inside of me that would be like, hey, I want a little bit more. Though that version brings the extra content that the DS version brought, I think content-wise, I'm really happy with what Chrono Trigger has to offer. It is a timeless classic in its own right and has aged incredibly well. That's why I think a port would be an easy option to have. Now let's talk about a couple of options that we could be seeing, and we started off this conversation talking HD-2D. I think this would be the safest option because you keep that art style, making it more modernized, making those colors pop, introducing voice acting, making spell effects and triple text and traveling through time look pretty awesome, and everything else in between. Hey, that world map traversing with a new orchestrated soundtrack with the option to switch to its original soundtrack. Say no more. I'm sold on just what I'm saying out loud right now. I do think that HD-2D would be the safe option and probably the most respectful option from players because it would be true to its original and it would bring it new life for new players to come along, like people have with games like Live Alive and the Dragon Quest HD-2D titles, and it fits in so well. And there's not much else I need to say about that. I'm pretty sold on the fact, and I would be very interested to hear your thoughts. But then on the flip side of that, we have a 3D remake. And this is something that needs to be done carefully because there's probably a lot of people that love the original, myself included. I finally got to play it just a couple of years ago and it's already in my top lists of games of all time. And I really would love to revisit it. Now, doing it in 3D, there's a lot of things you got to look at. How do you reimagine the towns, the time periods, how characters interact with one another? How do you convey facial expressions? With Chrono being a silent protagonist, the things they got to really nail well. And I guess the go-to comparison would be a game like Dragon Quest XI because it's a really nice art style. Obviously, Yuji Horii is at the helm of Dragon Quest, so he definitely could contribute to a 3D Chrono Trigger quite a lot. A lot of things you can take away when a game goes from pixel-based to a 3D style game. It can be done right. We've seen many games that have done it right, but this is a game that is beloved by so many. So I don't know what that would mean, like camera angles and movement and the tone. It's crazy how many things you need to consider when changing a 2D game into 3D. And if the risk is actually worth the reward, that's why I say that the HD 2D option is safe. It hits all the bells and whistles. It keeps it pretty safe when it comes to its aesthetic and its looks, and it looks pretty enough to bring in new players and really give people the excuse to play Chrono Trigger either for the first time or once again. But that's just me. I'm really interested to hear your comments. Would you like just a simple port? Would you like it to be just left alone? Would you like it to be HD 2D? Would you like it to take a little bit of a risk and just go full 3D? It'll be really interesting to see if it is real and what they could come up with. I think it's just a matter of time until we do see something Chrono Trigger related. It doesn't need to be tied to its 30th anniversary, though the stars align, kind of, with the rumors swirling again. Just a simple comment this is stemmed from, but it's really nice to have the conversation on what we would actually want, since it is just a legendary title when it comes to RPGs. It was done by the Dream Team when it came down to it. So it'll be really interesting to hear people's thoughts that played it for the first time back in the day, that might have just gone into it for the first time like myself recently, or someone that's yet to find the excuse to play it. What do you want from Chrono Trigger? Let me know in the comments section down below. I appreciate your time. It's always a fun one talking about these possible scenarios and these games getting new leases of life and what that could entail. So I appreciate you joining me. Don't forget to visit Instant Gaming if you want to get games at incredible prices, and until next time, I'll catch you on the flip side.